Today, we're not just telling a story. We're going to put you right in the middle of it. This is a first-person account of a sudden, brutal attack, a 5-minute ordeal that would change a life forever.
Everything starts with a very specific moment in time. July 6, 2005. It's 1:15 in the afternoon. So precise. So ordinary. It feels like any other moment on any other day. But it absolutely wasn't.
And boom! Just like that, everything changes. The world fractures. Imagine it. A sudden, hard impact from behind you. No warning, no reason. Just the pure, disorienting shock of a blow you never saw coming.
But see, there wasn't even a second to figure out what just happened. Before he could even process that first hit, the situation escalated with terrifying speed. This wasn't just a random punch. This was the start of an ambush.
Think about that feeling. Your head is ringing, the world is swimming, and you literally cannot get your bearings. You are completely disoriented, unable to react, unable to defend yourself. It's that terrifying first moment of total helplessness. But hold on. To really understand the true horror of this moment, we have to see what came right before it. Let's just rewind the clock by a few minutes to see how utterly normal, how completely peaceful this afternoon was supposed to be.
It was, by all accounts, a totally ordinary afternoon. You know the kind I'm talking about. The kind of day that thousands of us have, just filled with the simple, boring routines of life.
I made really think about it. He just finished lunch. He was on his bike heading home. 2 simple, everyday actions. There is absolutely nothing here to suggest the sheer violence that was about to erupt.
And just like that, snap, we are right back in the chaos. That brief, quiet moment of the afternoon is shattered, and the senses start to come back just enough to register the horrifying new reality. He hasn't just been hit. He's trapped. He's surrounded.
12. Just let that number sink in. This isn't one attacker. Or 2, it's 12. Suddenly, the odds are impossible. That feeling of being completely encircled with absolutely no way out, well, that's a primal kind of terror.
And we're not just talking about fists here. The weapons were crude, heavy, and just brutal. Sticks, brickbats, which are pieces of brick, and even crowbars. This was never a fight. This was an attack designed to cause devastating, life-altering harm.
This whole nightmare lasted for over 5 minutes. Now, 5 minutes might not sound like a long time, but when you were being continuously beaten by 12 people with weapons, it is an absolute eternity. Every single second stretches into a lifetime of pain and fear. But then, right in the middle of this relentless brutality, something shifted. Help arrived, and from the most unexpected of places.
People saw what was happening. From the windows of their apartments, a few women started to shout, to make noise, to break the spell of violence with their voices. Their cries were the very first sign that this nightmare might actually have an end. And you know what? It worked. That commotion drew attention, and the attackers, cowards who thrive in the shadows of an ambush, suddenly lost their nerve. They fled as quickly as they had appeared, leaving a wake of destruction behind them.
As the attackers vanished, others rushed in, strangers. They gently dragged him to the safety of the pavement, and, most importantly, they called for help. These were the first acts of compassion after 5 minutes of pure, relentless hatred.
The violence itself was over, but the ordeal was far from finished. Now came the grim, quiet task of assessing the damage, of counting the real physical cost of those 5 minutes. Now this is a truly horrifying detail. He was conscious through the entire thing. The beating, being helped by strangers, the wait for the ambulance, he was awake for every single moment of unbearable pain, with no escape, not even into unconsciousness.
At the hospital, the cold, clinical process began. A brain scan to check for any trauma to his head. Then, X-rays of his entire body, just to find every break, every fracture, every single injury hidden beneath the skin.
And here it is, the violence, coldly cataloged on a medical report. This isn't abstract pain anymore. It's specific, documented damage. 3 separate fractures in his right arm, a hairline fracture in his left rib, another one in his left leg, and widespread blood clots all over his body. A stark, silent testament to the brutality he endured.
So the bones will eventually heal, and the bruises will fade. But the real question, the one that lingers long after the physical pain is gone, is this. How do you truly recover from that? How does a person rebuild their sense of safety in a world where 5 minutes on a perfectly ordinary afternoon can change absolutely everything?